Alright, welcome back everybody, this is GTM. Today we're going to be covering unwrapping UVW maps, and I'm going to introduce you to some mix mapping. So I'm going to go ahead and launch up 3D Max. Now as you can see here, we have a basic scene. I'm in camera view right now, but I got some oil drums, and they're pretty much this one oil drum that's been duplicated 4 times. And we got some crates here. One crate been duplicated 4 times. And then of course our wall, which is just a simple box that's been flipped inside out, and 2 of the back walls are deleted. So I'm going to hit perspective, or hit P on my keyboard, and zoom out. And you can basically see how simple the scene is. And I got 3 spotlights here, kind of giving me somewhat of a point light setup. Now my lights are set up in mental ray, so so I'm going to go ahead and just give a quick render here. I'm going to go back to camera, right click, camera there, by the way, which is right there, camera. Or, you know, if you're in P, perspective, you can always just hit your hotkey for C, and that'll take you back to your camera. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and give a quick render. And this is our scene. Alright, now of course I got some settings done for mental ray, but anyways, we won't get into that. Alright, what I do want to focus on is we're going to start off on one of these boxes here, probably the the bottom one here, because I've already had the top one unwrapped, but I want to show you how I go about it. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and click this one right here. I'm going to right click, hide unselected, let's go to P, and then hit Z. Alright, now there's a couple different ways we can actually texture this. Now one way, we can easily just UV map it, just drop a texture on there and just kind of straighten them out and UV map it. But I wanted to get a little more in depth with unwrapping, especially for my students that are getting into the game art design. So I'm going to show you a process how I would go about this. This way I can have my maps a little more accurate and customize them when I want to paint stuff on here. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hit my M key. And as you can see, I already have some kind of set. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to click one of these blank ones right here. I'm going to change it to standard, and we are going to change it to a multi-sub object. And then I'm going to keep submaterial here. Submaterial, I'm sorry. And then I'm just going to kind of color code this. And the first one, I'm just going to click inside, and I'm going to make it green here. And then the second one, I'll probably give me another color. We'll go like a baby blue or something. And the third one, we'll go like a yellow of some sort. Alright, now the only reason I'm getting these colors here is so I can kind of color code this, especially when I'm trying to UV unwrap, or at least with this technique I'm doing. That way I don't get lost of which ones I've already mapped out. So the first thing I'm going to do is, as we can see, it's a mesh. I could convert it to a poly. If I do that, it's going to show those extra lines, which is no big deal because they're there anyways. So I guess we can do that. But I'm going to go ahead and come in here to the sub-object level of that. And what we're going to do is start mapping out certain areas. And the first part I'm going to do is I'm just going to click these faces, and I'm in sub-object level poly. So I'm going to click here. I'm holding down control, and I'm grabbing all these polys. And I believe there's 6, it's 6 sides. Make sure you grab all your polys that you want to basically map. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and go down to my modify list, and I'm going to go ahead and drop a UV map on there, and I'm going to make that box, because it is a box that we somewhat selected on those faces. As you can see, there's the red, it indicates the red lines that we got those faces selected. Now, with the UV mapping on there, I'm going to drop a UV unwrap now on top. And as you can see, first we UV mapped it, and now we're unwrapping it. So the green lines indicate that, hey, we just laid down some coordinates for those faces. Now right here, you're going to see edit. And we're in unwrap. We see edit. I'm going to open that up. And what you see here is basically we have just mapped all 6 sides and they're stacked on top of each other. And this is your UV edit, your edit UVWs tool set here, or this, this control area. And I'm going to close that out and show you how to get there again. That's right here in edit. Alright, I'm just kind of zooming out here. And I can scale this if you want it to be a little bit bigger. Alright, now the first thing I want to do is I'm going to start laying these out, all around. And this will make sense as I go along. So I'm going to highlight this. If you go to Tools, down here you have Pack UVs. So I'm going to click that. And I'm just going to keep it normalized clusters and recursive packing. That's fine. I'm just going to hit OK. As you can see, it just kind of laid out all 6 of those faces. And if you click here, select element, that's letting me select the whole element. So I'm just going to grab that and position it over here. And you know what? I'm going to zoom up and just move these. I'm going to highlight them all and just move them out the way, just so I know where this section of the box is laid out at. And it doesn't matter where you lay it out for now. I'm just going to go ahead and drop it way out here. Now I'm going to close that out, and then I'm going to right click, collapse to, and I'm going to lock those in place. And now, so I don't get confused of what I just mapped, I'm going to go back to my polys, and it remembers which ones which I selected. And I'm going to go ahead and drop those that green shader on there. So now it's letting me know, hey, I just mapped those areas. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go map these sides here. So the way I'm going to do this is, since this box is relatively, pretty much the same on all sides, I'm going to go ahead and select this face, this one, this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. And then I'm going to get the back side here. And the only reason I'm not trying to do all 6 at one time, because if I try to do that pack UVs, it's going to break these all apart into tries. I don't want to do that. So I got those selected. Now it's kind of a repetitive process. I'm going to go to UV map, but now I'm going to make it a planar, because just imagine this is a plane on both sides, and our UV mapping is going the opposite way. So I'm going to go ahead and go to Y, I believe. Fit. No, I'm sorry, it's X. Yeah, there we go. Fit. And now we just kind of map those sides. Now back to unwrap. So I'm going to drop that on the stack. And then I'm going to go ahead and hit my edit right here. And now you can see I have those sections. And basically those are 2 front and back here stacked on top of each other. So I'm just going to kind of pull these off to the side so I know these are right over here somewhere. Then I'm going to close that out, right click, collapse to, and just hit yes. And then I'm going to go back to my polys, and then I'm going to drop I'm going to go ahead and drop a blue one on there. So now I know those have been mapped. Now I'm going to do these sides right here. So I'm going to grab this, that one, come back and grab these. There we go. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the same process. UV map on my X. No, we got to go Y. There we go. I'm going to fit it on there. Now I'm going to drop the unwrap on there. And you can see we have the green coordinate saying, hey, we just mapped that section. Now I'm going to go back to edit, open those up, and I'm going to actually grab all these and just kind of lift them up over here. I'm going to close out, right click on the top of my stack, collapse it again, just to lock them in place. Now I'm going to go back and hit polygons, since it's, it remembers which polys we selected first. I'm going to drop that blue shader on those now. Alright, so now I got just the tops and bottoms to do. So I'm going to go ahead and select these. And then I'm going to get these bottom ones here. Just like that. Back again to UV map. And that one worked out just well. And then I'm going to go to unwrap. And you can see we got the green coordinates now. Let's go to edit. And I want to go ahead and highlight those and just bring them down somewhere down here. Close it out. Right click, collapse to lock them in place. And then I'm going to go ahead and go back to polys and just kind of drag that blue shader to let me know, hey, I've already done those faces now. Alright, so now our last few sections we got to map out are these faces that are inside the box. Now the interesting thing is there's quite a few of them in there. I mean, there's like what, 4 on each side and 6 sides, 24 of these we got to take care of. So, but technically they're all the same. So this will make sense when we when you see the final completed map. But I'm gonna go ahead and select. I'm gonna go ahead and select. Let's get that face and that face, and I'm gonna do this one on the opposite side and this one, just like that. And you know what? I think we can probably. I don't know if the box is the same length on everything. Yeah, let's just go ahead and keep it simple. So we got that side, and then if I wrap it around, I got that side and that side. So I'm gonna go ahead and UV map it. We're gonna make it on the, I think it's on the x-axis. No, I'm sorry, it's on the y. There we go. All right, as you can see, that's the Y. So we're gonna go back to unwrap. You can see we got our green coordinates on those. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and hit edit now. And as you can see, we got those 4 pieces that are stacked on top of each other. So there's actually 2. If I hit element right here, let me move this over. If I hit element, you can see that there's 2 of them stacked. Alright, but I'm going to go ahead and take this and move it over here, right beside it. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and take those now and just put them way out here. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and right click, collapse it, hit yes, and then go back to my polys and drop a yellow shader on there. And as you can see, we got that yellow color. Alright, so let's go ahead and get the rest of them. So I'm going to go and get these ones now. Grab this face, and the opposite sides. Alright. We're going to go ahead and UV map that. I believe it's on the X. There we go. I'm going to fit it. Now I'm going to unwrap it. We got our green coordinates. I'm going to hit edit. Now we have those. So I'm going to go ahead and move these over. I'm going to just move it down here. Grab those, and I'm just going to pull them way out here somewhere. Right by the other ones, somewhere relatively around this area. Close it out, and then I'm going to lock it in place again. Alright, now back to my polys. And let's drag that yellow shader on there. There we go. Maybe I should have picked a different color. You know, that stands out, so it stands out a little more. I wonder if I can actually click here and maybe brighten this up a little bit. There we go. Now we can see it's a little more brighter. You know what? How about we even go with a different color? Let's go with purple or pink. There we go. Alright, so we got those sections done. Now let's go ahead and looks like we got all the sides. Alright, let's go ahead and get the bottoms and tops now. So I'm going to click him. Click that one. I'm going on the opposite side. I'm clicking him. And that one. Alright. So we got those. Now I'm going to go ahead and UV map. Looks like that's the right one on the Z-axis. I'm going to go ahead and unwrap it now. Got our green coordinates. Edit. Here we go. I'm going to go ahead and bring these over now. And I'm going to move these somewhere in the same area. Close it out. Right click, collapse to. Hit yes. Alright, now I'm going to go back to my polygons. and drop, make sure you're apparent level here. I'm going to drop that pink shader on those now. Alright, so got those all done. Looks like we got those all done. Alright, we need to get these sides now. So we got this one. This one. By the way, I'm holding down control. That one as I grab the new faces, and that one. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and same process. UV map. Go ahead and drop down. Unwrap. Alright, there's our green coordinates, and then back to edit again. I'm going to take these now. Just kind of place them close to each other. And I'm going to bring these out. I'm zooming out, by the way. I'm bringing them way out here. And then I'm going to right click, collapse to lock them in place, and go back to my polys. And then I'm going to drag that pink shader on those now. Alright, so we just got the tops and bottoms of the box now. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and grab this one, that one, and that one. Yeah, there we go. Same process. UV map, and then unwrap. Got our green coordinates, and then let's go ahead and go to edit. And whoops, you know what? I did not switch it to the right axis, so I'm going to close that out. We're going to go back to, we're going to delete the unwrap here. We're going to go to UV map and make sure that we got the right one. So there we go. Nope, we want the Y. That's what we want. Now I'll unwrap it. Alright, now we got the green coordinates. Edit. There we go. I'm going to bring these down. And then I'm going to just kind of zoom out and tuck these somewhere way over here. Close it out. Collapse to lock it in place. And back to polygons, and I'm going to drop the pink shader on there. As you can see, it's a repetitive process, but once you get kind of used to this, this will make sense. I figure you do it so many times, you'll know the routine. Alright, so now we just need to get these last few here. And we got this side and this side. Let's go ahead and UV map it. Alright, we got to make sure we got the UV map going the right way, which it's not. So I'm going to go X fit. There we go. Remember that little indicator right there, that point for the gizmo is indicating which side that texture's, which is the top of that texture. It's not going to matter though anyways. Alright, so we got that mapped. Now let's go ahead and unwrap it. Got our coordinates down, the green coordinates. We're going to hit edit. We got the last few faces. Alright, and I'm just going to push these way over here. Close that out. Collapse to. And then drop the pink shader on those. Now our box is all completely covered in colors, and we know that we have mapped everything. Alright. Now the next step is, it's going to be pretty interesting, and this is what's pretty neat. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight everything now. Notice we have nothing on our stack. But I'm going to go ahead and not UV map it now though, because we already mapped out everything, locked in the coordinates. We're just going to unwrap, throw an unwrap on there. And as you can see, we have everything now unwrapped properly, or at least we got the coordinates locked in. Now if I hit edit, if I zoom out, you'll see all the maps that we had spread out all over the place. So now what we're going to do is organize everything into our UV box right here. We have to make sure everything is within this little box. Alright, now of course I can try to sit there and pack UVs. The problem if I do that, tools, pack UVs, it's going to break up a lot of tries, and I don't want that. So we're just gonna we're gonna manually kind of fit things properly where we want them. All right, we're gonna go ahead and continue that in a minute here.